The views and opinions expressed on this show are 100% entertainment. Don't take any of this to the bank. It will say insufficient funds.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Brad, and with me, as always, is Jamie, and this is Loose Cannons 44, Episode 7. Jamie, happy President's Day.
I'm Joe.
Oh, Joe. I'm sorry,
Don.
Joe. I'm Don. The Don.
What are our boys fighting about over there at the craft table? Is it cocaine?
I cannot even see you, Joe.
I think Don Jr. and Hunter are fighting over cocaine.
Don Jr. and Hunter are fighting over whose cocaine it is, Joe.
Yeah, I think it's
Joe,
Don Jr.'s because my son smokes the crack.
Joe.
Oh, my.
Joe, you're a very, 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 very dumb man, Joe. Joe, you're so dumb, Joe. Nobody knows like dumb Joe.
I said that perfectly, Don.
Dementia
Perfectly.
Joe. Oh, Dementia Joe. Nobody knows Dementia Joe. Nobody knows Joe.
Jill, punch him.
All right, I can't see no more.
Hello, Jill.
Woo! That was fun.
My head was hot from old Joe there.
Hey, everybody. Again, I'm Brad, and this is Jamie, and this is Episode 7. It is President's Day, Jamie. Jamie, did you know President's Day started on February 22nd of 1879?
Yes.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You did go to school for that crap. I'd hope you knew that.
I'm a history person.
You're a history buff. So, President's Day started in 1879. It was officially started to celebrate the only great president we've ever had of this great nation of ours, George Washington, to celebrate his birthday.
It's weird how all of a sudden their birthdays ended up being the same day.
So, I did some research on this. In 1970, Washington made a move to take President's Day off of George's birthday, which is February 22nd.
So they screwed Joe? I mean,
not Joe. George.
Joe's been screwed a lot.
They screwed George. So they moved it from his birthday to the third Monday in February. It's every third Monday in February. Now, that way, federal employees get a 3-day weekend.
Oh, yeah. And we know how much work they put in.
Yeah. I mean, they're working 3 days a year, so we might as well give them a 3-day weekend.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And since we now celebrate it on the third Monday, we've also roped Lincoln's birthday. That's Abraham Lincoln, if you didn't know. We've roped his birthday into President's Day as well, because Lincoln's birthday is February 12th. I'm assuming you know that too.
I knew that, but you know.
Do you celebrate their birthdays?
No.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe if you had a
Being a Quaker, we don't believe in birthdays.
So you're still
That's
one.
an absolute lie.
So you're still one.
I think that's Jehovah's Witness.
You're
actually.
0 days old still.
I'm pretending to be Jehovah's.
Jehovah's?
Witness.
You know Jehovah's?
I've never met Jehovah's.
You think Jehovah? I wonder what ethnicity Jehovah's would be. Because that doesn't sound like the most English name I've ever heard. Jehovah's.
Well, you know, my meeting house only meets once a month, so I have to be another religion 3 weeks out of the month.
So you could try Jehovah's
I'm
Witness.
Baptist for 3 weeks out. I guess I'm more Baptist than Quaker, huh?
Yeah, you should probably do 4 different religions a month.
Should I just become a Baptist
Quaker,
and visit?
Quaker, Baptist, Catholic, and Muslim.
Huh.
I think you could do all 4. You'd probably be the first.
We meet in the Centenarian Church.
I don't know what that is.
I don't either. We just rent it.
So, I got a question for you. Have you ever had organic pasta?
Probably. I didn't buy it, but I probably had it. My wife buys it.
Do you like
stuff.
pasta?
I do.
So do you know, have you ever eat a bunch of pasta and you feel like you're just overly full?
Actually, I took 3 shits after I had the morning after my pasta the last time.
So you didn't feel, okay, the night of though.
So I don't think it was pasta.
What I want you to do, you like macaroni and cheese?
No.
Crap. You like noodles?
Well, that's what pasta really is.
Okay, well, get you some regular noodles and get you some organic noodles. And eat the organic noodles one night and the regular noodles the next night and see how you feel the difference.
They're both going to give me cancer, Brad.
They might give you cancer, but they're not going to make you feel fat. I could eat a box of Kraft macaroni and cheese, and when I'm done eating that box,
they say that's the most unsafe food you can buy.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to blow up.
That's because
But if I eat a box of organic Annie's macaroni and cheese,
I've had that.
feel fine. I could eat 2 boxes. That's what I'm getting at. Like pastas, bread, stuff like that. We've GMO'd them so much here in America to make them go farther and added so many preservatives to it. They make you feel bloated, make you feel sick.
Well, that is the food manufacturers are trying to kill off poor people.
That's what they're doing.
That's what they're doing.
Well, I'm trying not to eat that food anymore. So
Because they accept your whatever cards they call it when you don't have money to buy food.
debit.
Probably. And they're buying that basically the Kraft macaroni cheese, which that cheese is made out of the crap that comes out after DuPont makes their chemicals.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, and then they just
okay.
put some cheese flavor to
Oh,
it.
so maybe that's why I feel it's not.
You might be glowing in the dark after you have Kraft macaroni.
It's
and
not
cheese.
the noodles, is what you're saying.
Obviously, they don't endorse us.
No, God. No, there's a lot of people listening.
But I can say great things about them if they do.
About Kraft.
Yeah, give us a couple hundred G, and we'll
Yeah,
talk
we'll lie.
good stuff.
We'll lie.
We'll make fun of Annie's.
We'll say it's healthy for you.
They probably own Annie's too, though.
I'm just more, me personally, I'm more of a natural guy. I'd rather natural remedies, natural foods. You know, I don't need chemicals added to my chicken.
Really? Because I get a vaccination with every meal.
Do you?
Uh-huh.
Does it help?
No, I mean, look.
Yeah.
Look at this.
That's what I thought.
Look at this ear, dude.
Your arm about fell off 2 years ago.
It was like,
Your elbow's still
I got
dangling.
cauliflower ear. Someone punched me, and if it wasn't for all the chemicals in my vaccination and Kraft foods, this wouldn't have swelled up so big when I got punched in the ear boxing back when you were allowed to box.
In your elbow.
Are you old enough to remember when you were allowed to box as a recreation?
They still have boxing, don't they?
I think now you have to be like 30% dumber than the rest of us.
Well, I mean, we fought when I was growing up.
At the rec center, you didn't have a boxing ring?
I don't think we had a rec center.
Really?
That's the South.
You didn't have golden gloves where dads would bring you in to get the snot knocked out of you, and then my son's in the golden gloves, and I'm like, one ear's bigger than the other, Dad.
No,
that hurt. And they just
our
go,
dads took us hunting
oh no, you got a block. Oh, we went hunting too.
and fishing.
I said, Dad, let's take some of the golden glove boxers and cut them loose in the woods and hunt them. He wouldn't go for it.
He wouldn't go for that.
He was a Law and Order
But where
guy.
were y'all living at?
DC.
Yeah, see, I
We
think.
didn't really have any woods.
But have you ever seen like Rocky? The movie Rocky wasn't based in Georgia.
It was Philadelphia.
I know. That's what I mean. Like, so the northern states, like DC and up.
Well, you got all the cheap
Maryland.
land down here. You just keep making suburbs. Then you make a suburb on the suburb.
I think
We're concentrated.
There's a line.
There's a line.
It's called the WCW line. Some people refer to that line as the Mason-Dixon line. But what I'm saying is, from that line up, it's boxing.
Well,
from that line down, it's WWC.
You're
WWE.
confusing. WWE was a Northeastern regional wrestling before they started buying stuff out.
But I called it the WCW.
It was a
line.
WWF back then.
But I called it the WCW line because WCW was owned by
Turner.
Turner. It's in the South.
Uh-huh.
Georgia was WCW.
But then they
World Championship Wrestling. All the good guys. This guy right here, Sting, WCW.
Okay.
I'm just saying. In the South, we were wrestling in the South. Y'all were boxing up north.
We watched it on Channel 20 in DC.
And then
before we went to church.
Before you went to boxing?
Before we went to church.
Y'all went to church late. Or y'all got up early.
Well, fake wrestling,
it ain't fake.
Dramatic wrestling, was not taught at the recreation center.
Well, no, because back then they didn't want you to know it was fake.
I don't think it's fake now, but...
I mean, it's scripted.
If I was a little smarter, I might be Warren Buffett. And I'm not.
Warren Buffett was a wrestler?
Mm-hmm.
I thought he had that band, the Coral Reefers.
Yeah.
Warren Buffett did a lot.
Mm-hmm. Had platinum albums.
Yeah.
Invested billions.
Owns Margaritaville.
Well, he actually, a lot of people don't know this. Warren Buffett grew up in his formative years, middle school, junior high, and high school, in D.C. His father was a congressperson.
Is that how you ended up working with him?
He don't even know my name, I guarantee it. He gave me an award once.
Well, he might not remember you, but You met him.
Back in the 90s, 1990s. If you guys remember, we used to use the mail all the time.
Is that a
Remember
dude?
the mail?
Is that a dude?
And in the suggestion box, I was getting all this Geico crap, which was a subsidiary of Berkshire Hathaway.
Yeah.
So I made a suggestion in OG email. I think we used CompuServe at the time. And I sent it to Warren. I don't think Warren read it, but I said, "Dear Warren B, why don't we put our website address on all the Geico solicitations we mail out?" And I got an email back from a different email, but it said, "Hey, Jamie, this is Warren. That is a great idea. In fact, at our annual sales meeting, I'm going to give you an award." You know what he gave me?
What?
A plaque and a $100 gift card to Books A Million.
That's cool. Did you buy a book? One of his?
I actually quit after that. I was like, this cheap bastard. I just told him how to market the hell out of his Geico, and I get 100. Oh, he gave me a coffee cup too that said Berkshire Hathaway.
Did he sign it?
No. He shook my hand though.
Maybe you say your
No,
hand.
I was there to take a picture, but that was before iPhones.
So you lost it.
I'm sure it's somewhere in the attic. Me and Warren B. I'm sure he doesn't remember me. He probably gave about 20 awards that day.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Hey, that's still
Oh,
cool
but
though.
you know what
got
else
an award
happened?
from Warren Buffett. That's cool.
He also paid for us to go to Disney and a Disney cruise when it first came out.
Quit, and you still quit. I mean, that's a lot he gave you.
I gave him a multi-million-dollar idea.
He didn't know that then.
Warren
Now you need to
Warren B., you owe me some money.
Yeah, back taxes. You need to get to paying, dude. Like, poor Jamie. He got gypped.
I ain't a billionaire,
We're doing podcasts for free because of that.
and I ain't a billionaire.
We could be doing this for money.
I don't think Warren would invest in our podcast.
Probably not.
We're still a nonprofit, Brad.
But we always have. The Don.
And we're endorsed by 2 presidents.
You think that's the same mask that the fake Joe Biden that we see on TV wears?
I think it's the robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they put this on the robot.
Just so y'all know,
They do a little more makeup.
this is like cardboard. And it costs the same as that.
Well, I think...
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Donald
Donald
Trump
charges
thinks a
way
lot
more
higher
for
of-
licensing.
Donald Trump thinks a lot more higher of himself than Joe Biden does.
$20 for paper, $20 for Joe. Joe probably made a few cents. He does have a little...
You know,
He's got some earwax in there.
I mean,
Look, it's my penis.
you're not the
Joe.
first. You're not the first person to buy Joe.
Well,
China,
that's what he said to his daughter.
China bought him first. China was the first one to buy Joe.
Hey, daughter,
All right, we're gonna jump in.
let's shower together. Look at my wiener.
We're gonna jump into Florida man behavior and can't fix stupid.
That was,
I'm
well,
giving it. I'm
that was
giving
a
it.
good segue to Can't Fix
Yeah,
Stupid.
we can't fix stupid. So I've changed the name of this. It's always been Florida man behavior, but I've decided we're gonna call it Florida man behavior can't fix stupid.
You know what?
Because you can't fix stupid. And yesterday, as I was reading Florida man behavior stories, I realized how stupid we are here in America.
Oh, no.
And not just America.
Right.
We're going international today.
I dug deep into Reddit about Florida Man.
Yeah.
Most of them aren't from Florida.
No, I know that.
Do you know why they go to Florida, though?
Because they can get away with this
They're
stuff.
criminals. In Florida, when another state extradites a criminal to their state, Florida does not pay for them to fly back. The other states have to pay for them. So if it's a petty crime or less than murder, they're like, screw it. They went to Florida, let them stay there.
Well.
Yeah.
All right, so this first story will start in Florida. Now, this is a few weeks ago. Me and Jamie were on a work trip together. And
In Florida.
no, I think we were in Atlanta.
What about Tampa?
We were in Columbus when this came up.
Oh.
And this story I look up Florida man. I just look up stupid stories all the time for this show. So this popped up in my ad feed. I was going to put it on last week's episode.
You
and we
got
forgot.
about 3 Florida mans for people in other states.
So this is actually a Florida man. A Florida man has been arrested after he was caught tranquilizing alligators in the Everglades and sexually assaulting them. The 57-year-old man was found engaging in sexual intercourse with a tranquilized alligator in his backyard. Authorities said that they had to tase him because he was not following their orders. Police say the man was also high on crystal meth. police found dozens of tranquilizers and firearms near where they arrested him. According to police, he claimed that he was possessed by the late Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter.
Did Steve Irwin? I don't think he molested
I don't think
alligators.
I don't think Steve Irwin ever sexually assaulted an alligator. But this guy's defense says he's been possessed by the demon of Steve Irwin. The authorities believe that this is not the first time that he has done this to an alligator. Based off the evidence collected during an investigation, they believe this may have been happening for years and possibly hundreds of times. So, we read this article 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we had to Google the privates of an alligator.
Yeah, I mean,
a wiener on an alligator is stealth, man. It hides.
Yeah, and it just pops out
of a secret compartment.
Yeah, it's just...
And a vagina also, a secret compartment.
It just...
This dude is really messed up.
He knows about the secret compartment. I didn't even know that alligators had sex like that until I read this article and Googled it. But apparently, sex with alligators is a big thing here in Florida. Well, not here in Florida, but there in Florida.
We got gators in Georgia. Why don't we go raping them?
Man, why don't you, Jamie? Exactly. That's why
I can't.
We know better.
Even drunk,
you can't fix stupid.
Even drunk, I've never been attracted to an alligator.
If you're having sex with a gator, you're stupid, and you can't. It can't. At that point, there's no fixing it. Like if you've gone,
even the gator knows better. He had to get them high. He date raped, drugged the alligators.
Wow. He tranquilized the alligator. So.
They need to put him to death.
I read this story and it led to another story. Because in Florida, apparently, like I said, alligator sex is a thing. So, a zoo worker in Florida was killed by an alligator while he was in full sexual intercourse with one of the smaller reptiles in their enclosure. Just think about this. This man works at the zoo.
I guess he wasn't pleasing that alligator. He need to get a better sex game with alligators.
Or the other alligators were jealous.
That's true.
So, a 24-year-old man was attacked and killed by an alligator from behind while he was having sexual relations with one of the smaller gators. The incident was noticed an hour later by other employees when they noticed dismembered body parts floating in the alligator pool. According to police, the security cameras show the man had placed himself in a very vulnerable position. He had his pants around his knees and was lying down on top of the animal with his back to the other gators.
Oh, my God.
Police said the poor guy didn't stand a chance. They could see him being dragged into the water where he disappeared from sight. The police think he was probably dead within 30 seconds of the attack.
Prostitution in the worst part of town is safer than having sex with an alligator in an alligator pen.
So, this zoo. Now, we're not going to go into this story because I'd had enough at this point. But this same zoo in 2003 is where 3 zoo employees were accused of letting people in after hours to have sex with animals.
They were pimping out gators?
Not just gators, all animals. Come on to the zoo and you can screw.
That's...
any animal you want, apparently.
Is that a subgenre of porn? Gator porn?
It's not just gators. Authorities said these.
Oh, there's an ostrich. Go have fun.
See if you can catch it.
Ugh.
So that was all we did. I didn't go. If you want to learn more about the zoo that got, or the 3 people who got arrested at the zoo for pimping out animals, you're more than welcome.
I bet you in every town of Florida, you can get a prostitute of whatever gender you choose, and it's going to be safer
than an alligator.
In
an alligator enclosure. So.
Why wouldn't you?
This guy's not just
He should have talked to the 57-year-old dude, found out what his date rape drug was for alligators, and got in a room.
Well, he's 24. He's new to the alligator game.
Well, he's never going to see 57.
Pimping ain't easy in Florida, man. Pimping ain't easy. No, he's a 24-year-old
For real, though.
He's in there with his back turned to all the big gators, picks on a little gator more his size, and then he gets killed by the big gators. Like, this guy's not just an idiot for having sex with an alligator. This guy's an idiot because he climbed in an alligator enclosure.
Well, yeah, it's enclosed.
Turned his back.
This sounds like prison stories. Like he went into jail with gators. raped one, and the other gator said,
Killed him.
yeah, it's like child molesters.
Nope, you're not doing that.
That's just justice. The gators are like, screw this.
All right, so that's enough Florida man gator sex for one.
Gator
episode.
love.
Actually, it's probably enough gator love for one season.
Gator love.
Gator love. It's radar.
We got
Not
coming
gator.
up. We got some. It ain't no alligator.
Yeah, you. I mean, we didn't even discuss the notes here, and you brought
Mechanophilia.
mechanic sex.
Mechanophilia.
Is that when you have sex with a mechanic?
A car.
Oh,
Bicycle or our person looking for advice actually gave us the
yeah, they're looking for
definition. She's looking for a way out.
You know what hydrophobia is?
It's having sex with water.
When you're scared of water.
Oh,
When you're hydrophobic. I learned that last week. All right, so next place we're going, Jamie, is the great state of Washington. We're going to go from one corner to the other. I had to get as far away from Florida as I could possibly get after all the gator sex. I don't even like the Florida Gators.
you know, I don't think I've been to Washington.
I'm going in a few months. I'm going to try to hook up with a friend of ours up there while I'm there.
What's the state north of California? Been there.
Let me see Brandon while I'm up there.
That's
hopefully.
Oregon, right?
Yes.
So I have not. No, I have
One
not.
more. You got to go one more to get to
I haven't
Washington.
been to Washington State.
So, a man wielding a samurai sword was arrested inside a Walmart store in Washington over the weekend after he was yelling and threatening to hurt people inside the store. The 43-year-old man was first reported walking in traffic with the sword just after 5:30 p.m. in the Vancouver, Washington area. Officer arrived just after the man entered the store. Police immediately evacuated customers from inside the Walmart while they tracked down the suspect. The man complied with police and surrendered without further incident and was arrested for felony harassment, having a dangerous weapon, and displaying a weapon. So apparently it's not open carry.
This must have been pre-COVID because I think
this
now.
was last weekend.
Oh,
Yeah, this was like, when I said over the weekend, I'm not kidding. Like,
because I think they just watch them now, don't they? Oh, that's in Portland, Oregon. This is in Washington State.
Yeah. Well, a samurai sword, I think. Honestly, we did a story not long ago.
Well, we had the samurai at Mercer University chop that law student up.
Correct. So,
He went to class wearing his samurai clothes, which is
well, we
weird.
didn't do that story, did we?
Well, I don't know.
But we did. Yeah, maybe we did.
I thought we discussed it.
We had a samurai story before, but anyway, this
Maybe
guy.
that'll be next week's samurai.
So they called now. Somebody called 911 because they saw a guy walking down the street with a samurai sword. Officers got there. He's at the Walmart. Now, I have been inside a Walmart in the great state of Alabama and seen a guy in a bathrobe with 2 6-shooters on his side, camouflage Crocs, and an AR-15, and 2 buggies of groceries. He was eating those.
It sounds like it's pretty much on par for Alabama, though, isn't it? That's not a strange sight, or was it?
No.
It was strange for you because you're from Georgia.
Yeah, they're like, hey, Ted.
Yeah.
Ted, why you got a belt on? You ain't got
Hey.
no pants on.
You're only running a 15 clip. Why don't you try a 50
You ain't
or
got
25
a 30,
at
You
least?
don't have a 30-round banana clip?
Yeah, you need a banana, boy.
We see your banana, but not your banana clip.
They're the wrong banana.
I believe you had on underwear.
Your wife put your diaper on for you, right? Why didn't she give you the right clip?
See, I think what happened was the rope you tie your robe with, around your waist when you get out of the shower, the little rope thing, he had lost that, so he used his 6-shooter gun belt that holds both of his Smith & Wesson 6-shooters.
Aren't they like 50 years behind the time in Alabama?
Well, not 50.
60?
No, 45.
I was, because there was no race. Yes, the Daytona 500 was canceled. I was watching Turner Classic Movies from like the 1930s.
Yeah.
Those people talk totally different. The bad guy's like, man, get over here. Man, you're pissing me off.
They
Man.
don't talk like that no more.
No.
That's a Chicago thing. Chicago mob.
It was Edward G. Robinson.
Is he from Chicago?
I had to Google him because, way before my time. I think it was my grandfather's time.
Yeah, I don't watch Turner Classic Movies.
There was nothing else on.
TCM.
Plus, they don't have commercials, and I'm anti-commercial.
You're anti a lot of things. It's discovered on this show. We know you don't like the government.
Hate the government.
All right, so
Let's keep that. on the
because we
down
got
low.
so many idiots in America, I've decided to branch out. So this week we're going to go international because these were two
Oh my
stories that couldn't be
God.
missed.
What the heck, dude?
A 73-year-old Australian man was positively shocked to need urgent urethra surgery after jamming 3 button-style batteries into his penis.
So that's like the batteries in my
Yes.
watch here?
Watch batteries.
That's really going to take your pee hole and make it large, even though these batteries are tiny.
Button-style batteries.
Wow.
3 of them.
That is really...
Right into the pee hole.
Ow.
Or urethra.
I
Whatever
recently
you want to
changed the battery on this one, and
You didn't stick
It's-
the old battery in your pee hole, did
it's
you?
about the size of an eraser on a pencil.
Yeah, it's about the size of the end of this tip.
Well,
You don't want...
my pee hole's not that big.
Mine ain't either.
What do you work out? Do some
I think
Kegel
Well, it says you-
exercises, make your pee hole bigger?
it says he jammed them in, so...
Why not just get some Pez's and put it in there and start lifting the tip?
I
course,
don't get it. Like,
He might not have been circumcised. You know, just grab the helmet and open it up. Have a Pez.
or a
A
battery.
penis Pez.
Maybe he didn't have Pez's. All he had was batteries. So.
I got a penis Pez for you, baby.
The man had reportedly inserted batteries several
Dude.
times before without getting them stuck inside.
He actually got electrocuted.
Yes.
Get a 9-volt with some alligator clips and put it on each ball. Yeah.
So, after the man waited 24 hours to seek medical attention, doctors moved quickly to remove the foreign objects as their corrosiveness can cause the death of body tissue in just under 2 hours.
Maybe he should have tried crocodiles.
Yeah.
Better than batteries. Oh my goodness.
According to doctors, all 3 extracted batteries were coated with black tar-like corrosive material.
He got battery acid in his pee hole?
Yes.
So what they have to replace it with? A little plastic
No,
straw?
They just
Go to McDonald's, man. Get a free straw, man.
10 days later, the man returned to the hospital due to swelling and
Of
pain
course.
from the body tissue damage inside his penis. At the end of the day,
This dude is
the man had
73
to have
years old.
part of his urethra removed. They were
Did
going to
he-
do reconstructive surgery, but they decided because of his age and the risk, they just
Did
shortened
he
it up.
think he had Frankenweenie? If I put a little electricity onto this, me, it'll get hard.
According
Me.
to doctors, this man has been suffering erectile dysfunction since this.
I can see that. So even Viagra wouldn't work, huh?
Like, this is what I said. This is why I changed the segment from Florida Man Behavior to Can't Fix Stupid.
They're dumb people all over the place.
Alligators, samurai swords, and shoving batteries into the end of your penis is not a good idea. At all.
Hmm.
I'm assuming you've never shoved a AAA into your pee hole.
I've never.
Apparently, this is a thing. Like, doctors all over the world have had to remove many things from inside of
I
people's
heard
wieners.
gerbils up your butthole, but I never tried that either. I figure that hole's a little more accommodating for batteries. If you
Why
want
would
to
you
try
stick
it.
a gerbil up your butt? Like, it's got claws and teeth. Like, that's worse than colon cancer.
I know someone I went to high school with that is a emergency room surgeon.
And I'm sure they... Well, in Jackass, they pulled
It's
a
not-
toy car out of the dude's butt.
It's not just men that put things up holes in their bodies.
I know.
There's some
We did
crazy things.
We talked about it on our last show, or one of our other shows, about the banana getting stuck inside the dude.
My buddy, and I'm not going to say his name, Dr. Andy, not his last name, he's had to remove corn cobs.
That sounds horrible.
Well, they weren't really cobs. I guess they were an ear of corn because he said the corn was still on it.
Is that how you cook corn now?
They
Put it in the oven!
had to get tweezers and pull it out.
Out of the man's penis?
What a man.
Oh, okay. Out of the woman's penis?
I guess she was lonely.
She was lonely.
She was lonely.
I'm lonely, and all I got is this ear of corn out here in the field.
What's in the fridge that I can
Hooer.
get excited about?
All right,
I'm a corn hooer.
so we're going to leave Australia and head over to India. A zoo guest, or let's just say it as it is, an idiot at the zoo in India who decided to climb a fence to enter the lion enclosure and take a selfie with the lion was mauled to death
Genius.
by the animal. The man climbed the fence of the zoo and jumped into the enclosure despite warnings from zoo employees. After seeing the human being inside the enclosure, The animal attacked. Security and zoo staff tried to save the person, but the animal dragged the person deep inside the enclosure and killed him. When you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Social media is so important. Let's die for it.
Like,
I've read that someone dies, more than one person dies at the Grand Canyon every year because of stupid selfies at the edge of a cliff.
so we talked about people dying from selfie death on another show, and India was the #1 place where people fall out of their car taking a selfie while riding down the road.
I guess social media is really big there. That's a great TikTok video. I'm losing it. Like totally real. My head.
Watch Jeff die.
Yeah.
TikTok. No, I mean,
Jeff Patel.
Hey.
No.
are people really this stupid though? Like,
Yes.
Like, really? It's a lion. Lions have been eating humans since they met. There's never a point in history where they talk about our pet lion over here. He was so friendly. We lost Leo the lion after 30 years. He was such a friendly friend of ours. You've never heard that. Lions eat people. They've been doing it forever. They did it in Africa. They do it at the zoo. And apparently they do it at the zoo in India. But my thing is, if you're stupid enough to jump into a lion's mouth and you're not Daniel at the lion's den, then so be it. Here we go. We have just fixed stupid. Well, we didn't. The lion did. Because now he can't reproduce.
That's called Darwinism.
Darwinism?
Isn't there a website called the Darwin Club where dumb people die?
I don't know. I need to check that out there. It might be good for the show.
I think so. You might want to check it out.
All right, Jamie. Speaking of checking things out, are you going to put your mask back on for your political rant?
Let me see the dawn.
There you go, Don.
As a most perfect, and we celebrate this incredible day with the presidents that actually went broke doing what's right for America, I want to say, enrich me. Thank you, Putin, for giving me all the money I have. Thank you.
All
And hold it. Not done.
He's not done. Costume change.
Dawn, thank you. Thank you for giving me a moment at the microphone. I know you like to hog the mic. I also want to say, Dawn might be owned by Russia. I'm owned by China and Ukraine. Thank you. Thank you. And yes, I have enriched myself being president.
By
And,
threefold.
I'm going to be a little critical of those presidents we celebrate today. You dumb idiots! Why didn't you become rich off of it? I'm not a liar. Oh, that's a different president.
That was Nixon.
There's my rant.
I think you went all Nixon.
I went Nixon. Nixon was a Quaker. Did you know that?
Was he?
Yep.
No, I didn't know that.
Nixon was a Quaker.
Think Joe was a Quaker? I think Joe's a Catholic.
Well, I'm proud of these two presidents because you know why? The worst presidents in American history were both Quakers. Now they're ranked 3 and 4. Hoover
This is
and
his
Nixon.
This is from his mugshot.
Is it?
Yeah.
He gets $20 for that.
$20 for a piece of paper.
I don't know if I should say he's an idiot or he's smarter than Joe because Joe gets $20.
It's not even made in America.
He doesn't.
It's made in the UK.
Really?
Yeah, it says made in the UK. President Donald Trump mask made in the UK.
This is made in China.
Made from non-recycled sources.
Wow.
That sounds like a Trump thing. Recycling is fake. It's all fake.
Maybe that's why it costs $20. We had to fly it over in a freighter.
Global warming is fake. All of it's fake. 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 Everything's fake.
They're both licensed.
Licensed. The deficient.
Joe is
inflation,
licensed.
It's all fake. It's all fake, people. It's all fake. I talked to my friend Putin yesterday, and he told me it's fake.
I wanted to be a fair critic and spend the same amount of money on both.
Did you see that Putin endorsed Joe Biden for president?
He's doing that so he doesn't win.
I think it's awesome. Like,
They're all in somebody's pocket.
yeah, Joe's in China and Ukraine's pocket.
Trump's in North Korea and Russia's pocket.
Yeah. Or maybe they were in his pocket.
Is that the American way now?
We own other countries.
I,
They own us. They
the
own
thing
our
about
our debts.
about both of these guys, They don't use their own money for jack doo-doo.
No, they use our money.
Uh-huh.
We're using our taxes to buy their crap.
Yeah, we send our money off, and the countries we send it to send it in the back door
Into their pockets.
into their pockets.
I mean, that's why they can't come up with this new border deal, because they can't decide how much money they want to give Ukraine and Israel. But they don't like Israel's war. They're mad at Israel.
Let's go to...
I had a dream.
I think we ought to go to reality here. Israel wants to spend more money on themselves and the kickback smaller. So that's pissed off one party. Whereas the money going to Ukraine, they're willing to pay a higher percentage to kick it back to the other party. And that's why we're desperately wanting to get money for Ukraine so we can kick it back to
Joe.
And the P woman. P2C.
Yeah. Nancy's friend.
I think they're all buddies. It's the fight of who's going to get the kickbacks.
Yeah, I think Donald and Nancy probably had a relationship going on.
I think they have a love child.
Yeah, I do. And Hunter.
Oh, I was thinking it was that dude that got kicked out. Santos.
Yeah.
This is their love child.
It could be.
He was so young, dumb, and spoiled that he got caught with his hands.
He kind of looks like a younger version of Trump and Pelosi. If you took AI,
he's got Trump's face, Pelosi's hair, and tits,
and acts like her,
and shakes his butt.
You see, George Santos, the man who lied about literally everything he's ever said, is suing Jimmy Kimmel.
What's funny is he was found guilty for what Kimmel was making fun of.
He's
not going to win.
I know. That's what makes it funny. He's just doing it though to get back in the spotlight.
Yeah.
I think this man gets paid every time he's in the spotlight.
He's a media hooer.
A hooer.
Yep, a hooer.
All right, let's jump into the weekly headlines, Jamie. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, just go right ahead.
I mean, I just gotta ask.
I don't believe any of the news.
I don't want to offend you in any way. I know Joe Biden.
It's been a rough day.
I know Joe gets offended easily. So
well,
why did Joe come with dirt on his head?
Oh, after I wrote a check to pay my taxes,
yeah,
I threw grape juice on his mask because, in my opinion,
you spit in his face.
I spit in his face. This is who's getting my money, and he's not a good steward with my money. And in fact,
he's not a good. Neither one of them are.
Neither one of them were good stewards with my money, and it still pisses me off that our politicians forget that what they're spending is real money that we pay in our taxes. Hello.
We'll put the Don behind us for the rest of the episode.
Fuck that guy.
I don't want to. I know how you feel about
them
him.
both.
All right, weekly headlines from 1440 and other places. Race Car Spelled Backwards is a show for anyone who needs a good laugh. Join Jamie and Brad each week as they talk sports, racing, NASCAR, and just about any other thing. Race Car Spelled Backwards can be found on YouTube or any other major podcast platform. A private U.S. aerospace company has successfully launched a phone booth-sized robotic lunar lander, hoping to land it roughly 180 miles from the moon's south pole.
Is that so Superman can change from his pedestrian clothes to his suit?
Yes.
On the moon?
Yeah, it's halfway between here and there.
Okay. Because I wouldn't want anyone on the moon to see him become Superman.
Naked?
Yeah.
So, if successful, the mission would mark the first ever private lunar landing and the first U.S. soft landing, which means reaching the surface via a controlled descent, since the final Apollo mission in 1972. The lander was launched aboard a SpaceX rocket and carried instruments for NASA. Those instruments will be used to help in aiding NASA in putting humans back on the moon as soon as 2026. Jamie, do you think NASA has ever landed on the moon?
I don't know.
Landed on the moon in 1969?
I wasn't there. I've seen some conspiracists. They focus in on a reflective shield on a helmet, and you can see a human being working the camera.
Yeah, we didn't land on the moon in 69.
I mean, it's up to you to decide.
Nor do I think we ever landed on the moon. Nor do I think dinosaurs are real. And also,
I do believe in dinosaurs.
They found a fossil in Italy.
It ended up being old
and it was
leaves.
fake.
Yeah, it was just old leaves.
No, it was. Is that what
Yeah.
the black paint? Was?
Uh-huh.
The black paint was in it. No, the forgery one. I think it was from this morning's episode of 1440.
Oh, I saw one where they thought it was like some skinny dinosaur, and it ended up being leaves from whenever.
Yeah, this was actually a fossil, but somebody had went in and put black paint in it, making it look like it was older and containing soft skin
They were
tissue.
probably trying to get some government funding from whatever government.
We're proving fossils that they're finding of dinosaurs are fake.
I have fossils that I found on Lake Michigan.
Of
I think they're
dinosaurs
real.
with dinosaur heads on them.
Not heads.
Yeah, that's fake.
No, it
There's
isn't.
no such thing as dinosaurs.
Yeah, there is.
There's no such thing as dinosaurs.
You know how
and
you?
there's
I
no
got
such thing
proof.
as the moon. There's,
The alligators everybody is screwing survived
but
the
that's not
flood.
it's not a dinosaur. It's a
They survived the
reptile.
flood.
It's a
Noah's
reptile.
flood killed them.
I think we had different looking mammals back then.
That are called dinosaurs now.
No, dinosaurs were created by man in America to prove evolution. To discredit the
Adam
Bible.
never did an inventory.
They did. They do. They want to prove dinosaurs are real.
And the
Discredit
Old
the Bible.
Testament was inspired by God to Moses. Moses wasn't a witness.
But if they talk about magicians and dragons in the Bible, wouldn't they talk about dinosaurs if they were around? The Bible starts from day one.
But that was inspired by God through Moses.
But do you not think God would have said, "Hey, look at that big
It
skeleton"?
wasn't
over there,
important
Moses?
then.
It would. If dinosaurs were real, they'd be in the Bible.
God was like, you know what? We need to give these poor people on earth something to talk about.
So we're going to give them
Moses,
fake dinosaurs so they have something to talk about.
I am a Christian, but I believe it takes as much faith for me to believe in God than it does for these guys to believe in dinosaurs or the Big Boom.
No.
So you know what?
Dinosaurs are fake.
You know, whatever makes you happy, Brad.
The moon landing was fake. I'm just saying.
Whatever makes you happy.
I mean, you can argue with me.
I'm not
You
arguing.
can disagree with me. But that's America.
I'm agreeing with you. You can believe what you want to believe.
I thought you were disagreeing with me because you said
No,
dinosaurs
this
are
is
real.
like you said. This is America.
Is that a pipe
You-
patch?
Weird looking. Huh? It's electrical tape. Yes, it's a pie patch. Pipe patch.
Is it really tape?
Yeah.
Huh. I guess my granddad had a leak in his pipe, so he had to fix it with a patch.
Oh God, he put batteries in there.
My pipe is leaking. All
Oh no, let me put some batteries in my pipe hole.
right, so the U.S. inflation might be up, but you know what's down, Jamie? Friendships. Friendships across America are in a recession.
It's because what they did to us during the
Well, it actually started before that. But that
COVID.
is one of the reasons.
COVID.
According to a study, Americans are spending more time by themselves than ever before. While the phenomenon affects men at a higher rate, the friendship recession affects Americans across every demographic.
Well,
all
it's-
genders are affected.
I used to go to the theater. I love watching movies in theaters about once a month pre-COVID. I go about once a year now. It's because of COVID.
You don't go to the theater because of COVID? You scared of getting it?
No, I realize I got an
That's all
82-inch TV. I'm like, oh, my TV's
Yeah,
looks as big as
you
I
can
sit
sit
close
close.
enough.
Why not?
So why do I got to pay $15 to see a movie and $20 for a tub of popcorn when I can throw a bag in the microwave?
So the people who did this study, they have some factors that they believe contributed to the friendship recession that we're currently in. So they say COVID-19 got us used to doing group activities alone, such as exercise and shopping. Another reason is the higher use of technology and less group activities. You know, people are getting together online, chatting it up, and then they move on. People move around more nowadays to climb the corporate ladder. This doesn't allow them to build long-term relationships or plant roots in any city. Less people also go to church now, which is where a lot of meaningful friendships come from. Marriage is down 65%. And since women are better at socializing and planning, therefore it leaves unmarried men lonely.
So let's do a quick survey. Have you made any new friends in the last year?
In the last year, yeah. Yeah, I have.
Name their first names.
Chris, Kurt.
Okay.
I make my new
That's like
friends.
two.
Yeah, but like real friends or just I've made a lot of acquaintances.
Well, I've made a lot of acquaintances.
I'm
Doesn't
just
mean-
naming people that I would call a friend now, like Chris would be. I would consider.
So if your
Chris a
car
good
broke
friend.
down, you could call this dude Chris, and he'd pick you up.
100%.
Okay.
So would Adam, Kurt, any of those guys.
Kurt Cobain's dead, Brad.
Dang it! I guess I can take him off my friend list.
Yep. Plus, it's not
Is
very
Jimi Hendrix
reliable.
still around?
Oh, man, that's like my dad's.
Jimi
generation.
Hendrix. Well, he didn't die. He just changed to Morgan Freeman. So,
I don't think I've made an actual new friend in the last year.
well, it says less people go to church now. So, my meaningful friendships I've made within the last year are new members of our church, new people who are coming to church I've met. I mean, that's where I meet new people or work. I mean, we got Kyle. We're friends with Kyle now. We met him at work.
Okay, yeah, that's probably. Well, that's been like a year. Well, Anna,
Anna, Mason.
they're kids.
But
Well, they're not kids. They're adults.
yeah.
They're
But
coworkers,
we
but
would
I
call
like them.
Yeah, I would call them friends at this point. So, yeah, I mean, but we're married to women who are planners, so we shouldn't be unsocialized. Our wives schedule our plans for us.
I mean, I'm going to a new Quaker meeting house.
Which y'all aren't allowed to speak unless.
Well, afterwards, but I'm suspicious of them, dude. Quakers are weird.
Yeah, they are. I hang out with you. Trust me. So research shows lack of human interaction leads to a rise of depression and anxiety, especially in teenagers and unmarried men. So, Jamie, question.
Turn
Any
alcohol.
thoughts-
Just turn to alcohol.
Any thoughts on how we fix the friendship recession?
Turn to alcohol.
Okay. Start drinking more.
Well, actually, if you get a keg and invite some people over, I bet you'd have more friends.
Or, like the great Snoop Dogg says, puff, puff, pass. If you just keep puff, 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 puffing, it's because you got no one to pass it to.
So,
You need some friends.
in the late
If you
80s,
can't puff, puff, pass, you don't have no friends. If you're puff, puff,
right.
puff, 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 sleep, you got no friends.
I like Snoop, but I'm going to go all the way back to like Nirvana and STP.
That's your
We
time.
say, dude, don't hide, divide, man.
Yeah, so don't hide your pills, divide them. If you can't share your pills with somebody, you need friends. If
Yeah.
you don't have a crystal meth buddy, you need a friend.
Oh, all you need is a physician and go see them regularly. That you can almost tell them what drugs to prescribe you.
You can go to BetterHelp if you need.
Yeah.
No, I mean really. How to fix this? Leave your house. Go talk to people. Quit being scared to talk to people. It's okay. I know most people are a-holes, but all right. So Delta airline passengers were in for a gross surprise during a flight from Amsterdam to Detroit when maggots reportedly started falling from the overhead bin.
That is so disgusting.
The insects were coming from a passenger's carry-on bag that reportedly contained rotten fish. How the hell did they get rotten fish through airport security?
That should have stunk, man.
You would think. Delta confirmed in a statement that the plane did have to turn around 2 hours into the flight to return to Amsterdam and be thoroughly cleaned and sanitized. Representatives at the airport stated that the bag was contained from the plane and burned. Seems like we hear a lot about airlines and failed airport security. And
Was it a special kind of fish you can't get in America?
I think it was just a rotted fish, and the guy wanted to see if he could get it through security.
What are you going to do with a rotten fish?
I've been through airport security recently. I feel like it's getting laxing. And I mean,
Dude,
our
Our airport in Georgia is horrible.
almost every day you turn the news on, a new plane tail fell off, plane hit delivery truck. I was on an
Did you see
airplane.
that door that flew off that plane, that Boeing, had no bolts?
Yeah, we talked about it on the show.
I know. No bolts.
Yeah. And that wasn't even a real door. It was an optional door. They opted not to have the real door, so they just...
I think the
Hopefully
problem
it'll hold
was the bolt guy was allowed to telecommute from home.
I'm working via Zoom, and
I'm
them
going-
bolts look good, man.
All right, let me get to my Netflix.
That one on the right needs 3/4 more of a turn. It looks a little loose. The other ones look tight, though. I wouldn't touch them. They're good.
You know what's funny?
What?
Some people just don't work that are from home.
Yeah.
I've sent in this paperwork that gets rejected over and over again. And a lady that we work with,
Well, I think it's just because they're at
she
home.
rejected it. And I said, I've got to drive 150 miles to get this fixed. Can you look it over and tell me if there's anything else my customer is missing? I haven't heard from her in 3 days.
Yeah, I think that's the reason we're seeing all these airline issues is just lackadaisy employees. They don't care.
Do you know how much it's going to cost the company for me to drive back and forth this 175-mile round trip?
Well, if you get on an airplane that has the same kind of procedures as this company you're referring to, then it's going to cost you your life.
A friend of mine told me to just do it myself.
It's going to cost you your life.
That could cost me my job. That's fraud.
All right, so an Oregon resident was diagnosed with the bubonic plague, or as it was once known, the Black Death. Officials reported a case of the bubonic plague in a resident who likely got the disease from a sick pet. The infected resident and the resident's close contacts have all been treated, and the public is believed to be safe and not at any risk. The cat did not make it.
That sounds like an Edgar Allan Poe poem there.
The plague isn't very common anymore, but it also isn't unheard of in the United States.
Wow.
A handful of cases actually occur every year. The Black Death was a bubonic plague pandemic occurring in Europe from 1346 to 1353, killing up to 50 million people, or estimated 50% of the European population at the time.
See, I'm reading the short stories and poems of Edgar Allan Poe for, I don't know, the 7th or 8th time.
Yeah. The cat comes knocking with the
It
plague.
sounds-
the death
yeah.
of the cat was dead.
Yeah, one of his poems he said,
Nevermore, the cat.
I enjoy insanity so much that lucidity is a pain in my ass. That's paraphrase.
Yeah, it didn't sound like it rhymed.
Well, it was a poem.
You paraphrased a poem, which is already a paraphrase of a
I
paragraph.
almost need it in front of me to read it specifically. But he became addicted to insanity.
All right, let's jump into Ask Cannonball 44.
We got some that, like I said,
What?
mechanophilia, Brad.
Let's go right to it.
Dear Seaball 44 is what she said.
She would like a ball right about now.
My husband has sex with cars. Actually, she put an exclamation point there. My husband has sex with cars. Yes, sex with cars. I just found out. Hear E if you don't believe me. What?
I don't know.
She's still upset about her husband having sex with cars.
Oh, maybe she sent a picture and they just.
Well,
didn't
she
publish
sent
it.
the definition. Mechanophilia, or mechaphilia, is a paraphilia involving a sexual attraction to machines such as bicycles, cars, helicopters, and airplanes. Mechanophilia is treated as a crime in some nations, with perpetrators being placed on sex offenders register after prosecution. Well, you know, if
I disagree with that though. Why
well,
would
if
you
he's
be-
screwing my car, he raped my car.
Yeah, but dude, it's a car. Like, it's not a human. If he chooses to stick his wiener in your exhaust pipe or in his exhaust
Well,
pipe,
that's different. A
And
car's exhaust pipe.
okay, if he chooses to stick his wiener in a car exhaust pipe, that's on him. Like, it's gonna burn.
But if it's my car,
Anyway, finish reading her question.
okay. So he told me last Monday he had never had a Studebaker. I thought, we've been married 17 years, and I don't even know what a Studebaker is. He told me he was going to test drive one, and I thought and said, good for you. That evening, the police called me and told me he was arrested and I needed to bail him out. I went to the police station and paid the $500 and asked what he was charged with, and they said mechanophilia. I had to Google it. I also Googled it. She was right. That's what it means. I've never heard of it. WTF. Actually, she yelled it. WTF! He has a storage unit big enough to drive into, and he test drives cars and rapes them. Guys, is this cheating? Is he cheating on me? What do you think? Is it?
Yes. Yes, it is cheating.
I don't know. To me, it seems like a form of masturbation. He uses cars instead of his hand.
That's cheating.
Biblically, yes.
I mean, that's.
I guess legally,
if
yes.
my definition of cheating is going to be if I'm going to live my life based around biblical principles,
Is this something to get a
Then I-
divorce over? This
Well,
is
no,
kind of a
that's Old Testament. but
this is kind of a third party that she can't.
I think she needs to. This is something that he's just going to get back in church, and they're going to have to work through.
I mean, is she going to be?
Is he cheating on you? Yes. Is he weird?
Dude, that is...
This almost goes
I don't
into
know.
the can't fix stupid.
This dude has got a sex chamber at a storage unit to rape cars.
Yeah, but is it really rape? Like, if a car...
Did the car ask for it?
The car can't the car can't consent because it doesn't have a mind.
What about a gator? Is
The
that
gator
rape?
has a mind, though. It
But-
has a brain.
He doesn't speak English or whatever language.
Yeah, but he can bite you.
Well,
They do. They squawk or something, don't they, gators?
yeah, I've heard them at night.
Nay, nay.
That's more like a...
Burp. Like
It's like
like a tree frog.
It's more bass frog squeal.
Ribbit. Ribbit, ribbit.
You know, I'm not going to say go to church. I divorce them. Divorce
Go to
them.
church.
Yeah, go to church after you divorce them.
I say
This is just weird.
This is weird, but I think this is something that can be fixed.
What does he do? Look up on Craigslist for cars he's never banged?
Yeah, she said he test drives them. And how did he get caught? Like, if he has a
She doesn't go into that. Well, you know,
Well, no, that's what
I
I want to know how you got caught, because if he has a storage unit,
I've
big
got
enough
a
to drive it
well,
into.
I got a little bit of experience with storage systems.
Okay, well, how does he?
There's
If he
there's
drives
closed
the car,
circuit TV all over the place. If he didn't pull down the roll up,
well, she said he drives into it, so I'm assuming he pulls down the door.
well, maybe he wanted to have some public sex with a Studebaker.
Well, he's an idiot.
Maybe he kept
Like
the
I said,
Studebaker too long, and the
this-
guy threw an air tag in it,
This
and the
is
cops arrived and
That's
said,
what I'm thinking.
"What the dude?
Open up, police!
Good thing I'm not a cop. I would shoot him.
Right, Sergeant, you're gonna want to come
Stop
over here.
raping that car, or I'm gonna shoot."
Sergeant, you're gonna want to come over here. We have.
I love cars, but I've never.
Harold. Harold has his wiener
I've
in the exhaust
never
pipe.
his blue crayon. Harold's blue crayon.
Harold has his wiener in the
It's
exhaust pipe.
blue.
Can you please come over here?
I've never had the urge to have intercourse with any of the cars that I love.
No, or an alligator.
That is just sick.
All right, deer cannonball, run.
I can't read this, so we're moving on.
Girlfriend is a bit weird. How do people
Okay.
deal with it?
All right, let's see. Jeez,
You wanna
I
sit
didn't
down
look at it too. So my girlfriend, we both are 26, keeps making jokes about using a strap-on on me. At first, the jokes were humid, harmless.
Harmless.
But now I think she is serious, as she asked for me to send booty pics when I'm at work and loves touching my butt when we're together. I want to clarify that I'm a guy and have never had anything in my back door. Do I just go out and buy one and gauge her reaction, or let her know, make her make the first move?
I'll let her make the first move. I'm thinking it said.
I could care less about the ordeal, but I just wonder if she's being serious or doesn't know what it's confusing me. If she wants to do my butt, LMAO, do I make a deal that I get to do the same or what? She makes at least 3 to 5 butt jokes a day, loves to grab my hips and bend me over and pretends to hump me. What do I do, Cannonball Boys? Huh. I'm going to go to just what happens in your bedroom is between you and her, and I don't want to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, this kind of stretches. Even my pastor says, what happens between you and your spouse in the bedrooms between you and your spouse, as long as no one else is invited in. But I don't think...
Well, it's got to be consensual.
Yeah, but I don't think my pastor ever considered this.
You should ask him.
No, I'm not going to ask him.
Dear Pastor.
Pastor Tim.
No,
Can my wife or girlfriend put foreign objects in my butt?
first off, y'all aren't married, so you shouldn't be inserting.
But let's say they
You
get
shouldn't
married.
be having sexual relations.
If on the honeymoon she whips out a strap on,
Well, I think that's something y'all should discuss. If you're not comfortable with it, bud, like I wouldn't be comfortable with that. I'm probably going to say, actually, I guarantee you, without a shadow of a doubt, I'm going to say no, because that's just
it's
not
kind
my
of
thing.
an exit door.
It's just not my thing. So, I think once you get married, if you decide this is something y'all agree with, then go right ahead. Shut the door and go at it. But if y'all get married and you're still not into it, but you said it's not your thing, but you're open to whatever, right? I can't read this guy's things, but he could care less about it, is what he says. He's willing to buy one, which means that he actually is interested in it. So I just
If
say,
you don't
I say
want it,
get married, have a discussion. If you decide you want to do it, shut the door and go at it.
if
Decide
you don't want to do it, though, you might
okay,
want to
too.
bring this up that you're not into that, and maybe she's not the one for you.
yeah, or maybe she is, and y'all just compromise, and she doesn't stick anything up your butthole. I mean, it's been working for couples for hundreds of years.
So, you know,
I've been married going on 20 years.
you might cry when she straps it on.
Or you might not.
Your eyes might be dried out for work the next day. You might want some Visine. I don't know. Never been in that position before, but good luck to you.
It's not a position I actually want to be in.
Good luck to you, buddy.
Yeah, this dude's got, maybe just find a new girlfriend. How about that? Let's just be real. If your girlfriend wants to stick her hand in your butt and you don't want her to put her hand up your butt, then you probably should find a new girlfriend. Plain and simple. Dude, there's a lot of women out there that would have sex with you the normal way.
Yeah.
You don't have to go through the pain and agony of her sticking a baseball bat in your butthole. So, find a new girlfriend.
Isn't Grinder for grinding?
Find a new girlfriend. That's
Or
all.
get a new app on your phone.
Yeah, you're on the wrong app. You got the wrong dating app.
But according to your statistics, Brad, people aren't making new friends. He might be stuck with her. I mean,
Or maybe you just
I hope you're not living together. Oh, my goodness.
go get an alligator and call it quits.
I don't know. I don't know. Between an alligator and what she's suggesting,
Maybe buy a pack of AA batteries.
choose no. None of the above.
B, none of the above.
Ouch.
Well, that's all I got this week, Jamie. You got anything else, man?
Happy President's Day. Let's
Happy President's
reflect
Day.
on the good presidents
George
that
Washington.
did not.
Taft.
Oh, shoot. He almost,
President Taft.
he
Did
almost
do
went.
something good?
Washington almost went broke as president.
Washington was a distiller of his own liquor and grew his own marijuana. So he's the man.
He actually said in his journal that it helped them in fight when they didn't have food. I don't know. I
Liquor
used
or
to.
weed.
I think
Or
he
both.
provided both.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. George Washington was the
He gave-
largest marijuana farmer in America back in the day.
He was also one of the largest whiskey manufacturers.
Yeah, I just saw that on.
He made rye.
I was watching that show Moonshiners and Tickle.
Oh yeah,
He's
he
trying
was
to legalize at-home distillery, and George Washington was one of the largest at-home distillers in Virginia back in the
what
day.
George Washington made has come out of favor in America. He made rye whiskey, not corn whiskey.
He used the,
Rye was big in America back in the day, but he had
but corn grew easier. I think it's why they swapped.
he didn't.
It's cheaper, right?
Yeah.
Prohibition.
George didn't like whiskey makers.
I
He put down the whiskey rebellion.
think back in George's day, you made what you liked. During Prohibition, you drank what you could get. It wasn't so much about liking; it was about.
I prefer Scotch and Irish whiskey to American bourbon.
I'll be 100% honest with you. Since I was 16, since I was underage, I've tried whiskeys, and I've never found a whiskey I like ever.
I
I don't
think
drink at all now, but
I do think like beer, it's an acquired taste.
it has to be. Like I can remember people be like, "Oh, here, man, try this whiskey. Add a little water, it's good." I'm like, "Whoa!" I can't even stand the smell of most whiskeys. Like I got sick off Jack Daniels one time. Like me and a buddy of mine played this game called Double Bubble, where we would drink Jack Daniels, turn it up, and you couldn't stop chugging until 2 bubbles popped up the neck. Double bubble. Yeah, we were idiots. And we threw up, got sick, and I've never drank Jack Daniels since then. And all whiskeys to this, at least the last time I smelled a whiskey, it takes me back to that night.
Well, my father and grandfather, they were into Johnny Walker and
Johnny Walker Red.
blue, black. There's all kinds.
I met these guys on my honeymoon. They were these old dudes, and they knew I was on my honeymoon. They were telling me, "Oh man, this will make you a real man. Drink one of these. It's called 3 Wise Men Hunting. It's Johnny Walker, Jack Daniels, Jim Beam, and Wild Turkey, all 4 mixed together into one shot."
That's called a blend.
Yeah, it was nasty. That was calling room service because I got sick all over the room and the balcony. It was a bad night. The worst night of my honeymoon. I was so sick. So, thanks everybody for listening. We greatly appreciate
Happy
every one
President's
of y'all.
Day.
Please share the show on social media. Share it with your friends. Follow us on X at @CarBackwards. I'm at Dale_406. And Jamie is at JamesFarrow3. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our other videos.
I got a bunch of X things.
I'm sure.
I haven't opened it up though. I got red numbers on it.
Oh, you need to. Check us out on Spotify. Follow us there and rate us there. Subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts and leave us a review because it helps people find this show when you leave us a review. Check out our other podcasts and our other show, Race Car Spelled Backwards. Season 3 is hot and heavy underway. We will be recording that later this week since the Daytona 500 has been postponed to Monday night.
Or it might be postponed to whenever.
I think the track's dry. So send us an email. We're loosecannons44@gmail.com. Otherwise, guys, Loose Cannons 44 is a RCB media production. Y'all have a great week, and we will see you next week. Bye. You've just listened to Loose Cannons 44, a RCB media production. Thank you.